Alright, STGCC 2016. I'm here with my next guest, who comes to us all the way from across the Causeway, right, Malaysia. She's known for her illustrations in children and young adult comic books, and for fantasy stories such as, correct me if I'm wrong, Boris and Lalage, right? And of course, talking about Hwei Lim. Selamat datang, welcome to Singapore.
Thank you.
For those people who do not know who you are, tell us a bit more about yourself.
Oh, it's very hard. I draw, I play video games, I worked in consulting for 10 years, which is a strange thing. A lot of people say it's very strange, why would you then quit that and go to comics?
Now, I'm sure you've been to Singapore like many a times already, right? Are there any differences between this convention and the other conventions that you've attended?
I was at STGCC a couple of years ago, I think. It's kind of like, I think all cons after a while, they kind of dissolve into like a lot of people, a lot of noise, right? But there were some fantastic like figures that I saw out front today. Like, yeah, so I'm very impressed. I definitely was not here last year because I know Adam Hughes was here and I missed him, right? But I was here a couple of years before, I guess. And it just seems bigger and like more stuff to see and more people to see every time. So yeah, definitely it seems bigger.
So do you have like a very big fan base here? Like, do you have like a lot like of screaming, adoring fans like coming to you?
Some very nice people have come to see me. Thank you for coming to see me. Emma has like Emma, my partner who draws, who writes Mirror. Yeah, she has like a long line of fans because she's done a lot of work for I think Marvel and Image, right? Yeah.
Your style, right, of painting, it seems like it's very like self-developed. So did you go through like any kind of training, formal training in school, or was it all like self-taught?
It was self-taught, but I mean, I still kind of like followed tutorials and stuff. It's not that hard to do it. I mean, you just need to find the materials, and the materials are quite available online. You can buy books, right? I think the hardest part is that you don't have someone to look at you and tell you what you're doing wrong, what you could do better. There are programs for that now, atelier programs that you can actually do online, right? So I think if you want to learn to draw, you don't necessarily have to go to art school, but of course, there's a reason that people go to art school, right? It's just that I didn't go that route, so I can't tell you the best pros and cons of it.
What made you make the transition from like consulting to illustration? Because it's a very big jump, right?
It's a very big jump. I feel like I'm still jumping. Basically, like I met Emma Rios at a workshop like some years ago, and we stayed in touch. We're still very good friends, and when Emma and Brandon Graham decided to do like a series of science fiction comics, they kind of want to try something new. Emma contacted me to draw the story that she had in mind for it. Yeah, so that's basically how it happened.
I'm sure you get a lot of this. A lot of people asking you this, like how difficult it is or how easy was it breaking into the industry as a female comic artist?
Yeah, I do get this question a lot and I never really know what to say. I think it's hard for everyone. I would guess maybe it's harder for a female comic artist to do it because maybe we feel more intimidated. I haven't been to many comic stores, but I hear that in the States, if you walk into a comic store, it's usually full of guys. So I can imagine that might be one of the barriers. But you know, if you walk outside into this convention, you'll see a lot of girls, you see a lot of guys, and I don't think that should be a barrier.
You think the landscape is changing bit by bit?
It is changing bit by bit. I just feel that the onus it's on everyone. It's on publishers to decide to publish more different types of comics. Maybe not just about like guys saving the world, but maybe about like old people saving the world, animals saving the world.
That's in your new comic, right? I've read the synopsis of Mirror the Mountain. It feels a bit like an acid trip of Wizard of Oz. So like there's like a talking dog and stuff. So tell us a bit more about this comic that you're writing with Emma Rios.
It is like you said, a bit of an acid trip, a bit of a Wizard of Oz. I heard that some people like both those things, so hopefully you like our comic too. We kind of envisioned it being about this. What if humans decide to play God, right? What if humans decide to try to make intelligent animals, right? Because I think we both always feel that we like animals, and we're like, what if our pets could understand us, for example? So it kind of evolved from there. And then it kind of became, I think, more complex because we both read a lot of science fiction. And then the story is about how people react to these things. So it's kind of like a reflection of people's behavior, right?
So it's a study on like human character but with animals in its place.
Kind of, yeah. It is kind of about, I guess, how people would react, right? If like, you knew that your cat could understand you, right?
That sounds very interesting. I always wondered what animals thought of us as well. Sometimes like you look at the cat, because I have an office cat. Yeah, I always wonder what it's doing half the time, what it's thinking about me half the time. I understand that you are from Malaysia and Emma is like from Spain, right? And your styles are like kind of the same but different at the same time, like same but different. I don't know how to put it. So how do you end up like working with Emma Rios? How do you guys even first meet?
Some years back there was a comic workshop. It was meant to kind of bring like Asian and European artists together and make us draw a comic together, right? So they had about like, I think 8 artists from Asia, 8 artists from Europe, and you're supposed to pair one up with the other and make a comic together, right? Any way you wanted. And my partner was Emma. I think they kind of looked at your portfolio before that and they were like, I think you'd go well with this person. And it was a very good match. I mean, I think it was a perfect match because like we both love like the same things. I think our storytelling styles, our drawing styles are like kind of different, but like you said, same but different, right? Yeah. So we met then, and we made a comic together, and we kept in touch since then. Yeah.
So what is it like working with Emma Rios? Was it like very interesting? Were there like some challenges that y'all had? Tell us a bit more about the process.
Well, for this book for Mirror, the idea was that Emma would draw the script, and pass it to me, and I would draw it, right, ideally. But what actually happened is that she passed me the script, and she was like, "Can you look at it? Does it make sense? You know, like, and what do you want? What else can you bring to it? How else would you draw it?" And then I would ask her, like, like, why do these things happen? And she would think about it, and the story would kind of grow from there. So it was very organic. It wasn't so much that I'm gonna write it and send you the script and you'll draw it. At the back of every issue, we kind of switch roles for a bit. There's like a short story for each issue and like a backstory on some of the characters. And Emma would draw it and I would kind of write it. And sometimes I would just write like a paragraph, like this kind of happens, and she would just take it from there. Right, and it's very cool to kind of give another person an idea and see what they make of it, right, and how they help you flesh it out.
So what is your biggest piece of advice to aspiring like comic artists? I mean, not just female, but like to everyone in general, any kind of artist trying to break into the industry like you, like what you did.
I think like I said, I feel like I'm jumping and I haven't touched down yet. So I imagine it kind of like a very gradual and very tedious process where you just keep making work, you keep putting it out there. As you get to know people, as you go for conventions, as you research stuff, you get to know people. You have more people to show your work to, and the more people you show your work to, the higher the chance that one of them is gonna like it and think that I got a place for it here in this job that I'm doing now. Whereas if you just hide your stuff and you never show it and you never meet people, then you'll never get that chance. It's very hard for that perfect moment to happen when someone sees your art and it's like, that's what I want. But the more you kind of like push your work, the more likely that will happen.
One last thing, now's the chance for you to do a shameless plug of yourself, of the stuff that you do.
I should have brought a copy of the book, but I didn't. Emma and I are at STGCC today and tomorrow. And we will be launching the trade paperback of Mirror, our science fiction story about talking animals and space opera and stuff. Right? And you can get it here, and we will sign it for you and draw in it for you. So please come to see us, especially if you're already in Singapore.
Yes, please drop by.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Hwei Lim. Thank you so much. This is Samuel To signing off.